My name is Tanya Curry, and this is this week's Acumen Media Report. It's entitled, Enoch Knock. Who's there? Goldfinger. Oh, Enoch, I didn't think anyone could put me to sleep faster than Ramaphosa. But here you are, our finance minister, Enoch Godongwane. Sometimes you must fight the snooze to find the truth. Luckily, I'm wide awake, and here are the facts. There are 28 million people on grants and 7 million taxpayers. There are 8 million unemployed. I don't believe that number, double it. He sang the same old song, tax the sinners, put up fuel levies, and shake 150 billion from gold and forex. Now you're awake, Goldfinger. I'm Tanya Curry. Let's scratch the surface of a week of media mayhem. According to an Eyewitness News headline, Enoch poured billions into crime fighting. Really? For each rand we make, we owe more than that rand. We see headlines about trillions stolen through bank collusion, 50-odd billion stolen from NSFAS, everything except the kitchen sink, and yet here we are at the budget speech, offloading our gold. And then we are told that we are pouring billions into crime fighting. To be fair, it wasn't a budget speech. It was more like an ANC electioneering platform. Apparently 60% of our budget is for the poor. He failed to say for the not-so-poor and the very rich. What he did say is that each and every taxpayer supports 4 people. That's apart from our own families and our own network and our own charities. Because let's get real here. We're all doing good work for the poor. We ordinary people cannot stand by and watch others starve. Budget busted. Godongwane says that we should be cautious that what happened with Eskom doesn't happen to Transnet. That's when I threw my mug at the TV. I mean, seriously, have you seen a railway? Have you seen a functional port? I dare you to name one. The chaos at our ports is startling. We had to kill livestock because the ships can't dock. Gold and sticky fingers. Which leads to my new favorite courtroom drama of 2024, the inquiry into Judge Makubela and her complicit behavior in the defrauding of PRASA. She worked closely with Lucky Montana.
Lucky Montana.
Not to be confused with Tony Montana, he was the drug lord.
Antonio Montana. And you? What you call yourself?
Lucky Montana.
Lucky had train tracks of a different kind. His trains were too big, remember? Yes, now you remember. The size guy. Anyway, upon my delight at watching a crook being shredded by our judiciary, I learned that Judge Makubela's first name is Tinswano. Tinswano. Everyone, I found her. This is the chick the president was talking about. You know the one that is from post-apartheid era, who has a job and an education, etc. Well, to be fair, Cupcake was right. Tinswalo Makubele was living her best life. 2 jobs, one at PRASA and one at the courts. This one is going to be a corker. She ducked and dived, trying not to drown from the shots fired by her peers. This is my reality TV. Talking about judges, Judge Slope finally got hoofed. It took all of 17 years and 15 court cases, but it was definitely worth it. He's retired now, but it was definitely worth it. You're unlikely to remember, but this oak tried to help Zuma escape the court processes.
Judge President John Hlophe's rubbishing claims he tried to influence constitutional court judges in the former President Jacob Zuma's arms deal case in 2008.
It is the first time in SA's history that a judge has been impeached. In fact, it's such a big deal that we impeached 2. The second is Judge Mutata. Oh, please remember him, South Africa. He's the drunk judge that drove his car into a wall. I'm sure that happened before some of you were born, but here's justice 17 years later. I wonder if he was suspended with pay. Stop it, Tanya. Stop being so realistic. Gold sticky fingers. We all cursed Eskom this week, stage 4 indefinitely. Thank goodness for remote work and inverters, or my business would be like those of others who are really suffering. Malema wants to enlist Brian Malefe to fix Eskom. Remember him? He is the one who visited Saxonwold Shebeen and then cried on stage when we told him there was no Shebeen in Saxonwold. No, Juju, we don't want another cadre, China. Mumbling about cadre deployment, I went to the beach early morning and my mate and I were chewing the tough media fat. And he said that the DA had had a small win with the cadre deployment records, although that there was a great deal of data missing. I said how I had read it, that the findings showed nothing untoward. An anomaly. They're my favorite thing in scratching around in the media. So get this. Business Live headline. Court finds ANC cadre deployment case was built on speculation. News 24 headline. Biggest racketeering syndicate in democratic history. ANC cadre records reveal an attack on the judiciary. Aren't you glad you don't have my job? I read both articles and they say the same thing. It's a good thing to refer the right people for the right job. It's wrong to bring their extended family and hangers-on along. It's not unique, fraud and nepotism, and it doesn't take a court case to work it out. Why did the DA do this? Take that legal money and go change 400 people's lives. Why is this so hard? Sorry, forgot. I lost my mind for a minute. It's politics. Goldfinger. We had two hysterical State of the Province addresses, Soapers. Panyaza Lesufi is a dreamer. He's the Gauteng Premier, if you don't know. He told us with great enthusiasm that there would be jobs for everyone and no more informal settlements and hospitals as good as private healthcare. And eventually I wanted to slap him, but I didn't have to because the next thing, there were flying chairs and torpedo water bottles being launched from the audience. Another brawl erupted at Sopa in the Eastern Cape. This one got really nasty and the whole thing ground to a halt. We're here now, folk. The election date has been announced. It's 29th of May this year. This weekend is the last voter registration weekend. And now we get to judge the nation's intellect. What do you reckon? Will we survive it until the end of May? Election selection.